We just got back from a trip to the beach. We took our kids to St. Simon's Island, and the burning question I want to answer is this: did we choose the right destination?
3, 2, 1.
When you have 3 teenage kids, spring break can be a long week if you decide to tough it out at home. However, we're usually not that interested in spending a ton of money to go to a crowded beach, wait in long lines, and we usually try to avoid all the tourist traps. So we tried to find a spot that was new to us and only about 5 hours from where we live in Atlanta, and that is St. Simon's Island. Now, I've never really considered it as an option before. I've always thought of it as being made up of fancy resorts and golf courses, but after a little research, I convinced myself that it was worth a try. Now, before I dive into what worked and what didn't for us on our trip, it's important to note that we hardly scratched the surface of what's available to do on the island, and I know that. Our primary goal is to rest, spend time together at the beach, and eat good food. So there are lots of cool historic sites, trolley tours, kayak adventures, all kinds of fun stuff. For this trip though, our checklist was pretty straightforward. Here's what we were looking for: a beach destination we've never been to. We wanted to avoid large crowds. We didn't want to spend the entire day, traveling to get there and another day getting back. We wanted to rent a house rather than a condo or hotel. We wanted easy beach access. I wanted good photo opportunities, good local eats, and hopefully something that wasn't too hard on the wallet. So let's see how we did. First, we were looking for a beach destination. Check. St. Simon's Island is off the east coast of Georgia. That is the ocean. That's the beach. We wanted to avoid large crowds, especially the rowdy spring break, type college crowds. We've been on trips where it was so crowded everywhere we went, we just couldn't even enjoy it. And St. Simon's Island turned out to be pretty chill, so we count that as a win, at least for spring break. I can imagine it probably gets a lot busier during the warmer summer months. We wanted to minimize time in the car, especially with our 3 kids, plus one of them brought their best friend. So 6 people in an SUV for too long can be a lot. So that's a win for St. Simon's. It's only 5 hours from Atlanta. Since there were so many of us, I was hoping to find a house to rent rather than a condo or hotel. We wanted everyone to have their own space and not be on top of each other all the time. We also didn't want to eat out for every meal. So having a kitchen was a must. The Airbnb we found was walkable to the beach and the pier and some restaurants, and was about $300 a night, and we felt pretty good about that. Easy access to the beach where my teenagers could swim and play was an important criteria, because that's really all they want to do when we go. They just want to play at the beach. We could walk to a beach from our Airbnb, but we discovered a nicer part of the coast called East Beach with lots of free parking and a restroom facility. And so we did that most days for convenience, for being able to set up a spot and just stay a while. We went to a beach called Gould's Inlet one day, and although we liked the beach itself better there, not having access to restrooms and the limited parking made that one a harder sell to go back to. Now, this was kind of a selfish checklist item. I wanted to go somewhere I could get some good photos, and almost every morning of the trip, I got up early in search of a beautiful sunrise, and I got lucky a couple times. A friend recommended a sunset spot for me to try as well, and that ended up being my favorite photo from the trip. Shout out to my friend Bryant for that suggestion. And we actually ran into Bryant at dinner one night, and he let us in on a bunch of the spots we needed to check out during our trip, including that photo spot and then some good local restaurants, which of course brings me to the most important part of any vacation, the food. We ate as local as much as we possibly could, and here are my rankings for the places we ate. But first, I know that there are a ton of seafood places on the island, that they are top ranked, but 5 of the 6 of us don't eat seafood. And so unfortunately, we skipped all of the seafood restaurants. Okay, so first place we ate was called Frosty's Griddle and Shake, and it was burgers and dogs and, blizzard type desserts, and just ice cream. And so it was kind of a quick serve thing, felt like an old time beach, kind of burger shack. And so we enjoyed Frosty's. I rate the food a 3 out of 5 stars. I had a pimento cheeseburger, and then we had toffee. I had toffee ice cream or something like that. Southern Soul Barbecue was our favorite place that we ate on the island. That was the next day, and that was just ridiculously good. It was exactly what you want a barbecue place to be. Picnic tables outside, and pulled pork and mac and cheese and all of those things, and it was so good. I combined their sweet and their spicy barbecue sauce together, and it was so good. 5 for sure. 5 out of 5 for Southern Soul. While we were at Southern Soul, we ran into Bryant, and so I know Bryant from back home. They were vacationing there at the same time, and he was telling us about other places we need to try, and he said to make sure we go to Wake Up Coffee. Now, I don't drink coffee usually, but we decided to try this place because Bryant recommended it, and it was delicious. I got this island latte thing. Erica got like a toffee mocha, I don't know, and it was so good. 5 stars for sure. I don't rank coffee places, but this place was good, and we actually ended up going twice because it was that good. Sal's Pizza was a neighborhood pizzeria, kind of a local spot, and it was slamming when we went, but their oven was down. The pizza oven was down. So they offered us a take and bake situation where they would put whatever we wanted on the pizza, and wrap it for us, give us the instruction, we could bake it at home. And so we did that. We took the pizza back, we baked it, and it was really good. I'm sure it tastes better in the restaurant, in their fire, wood fire stove thing, but I rate Sal's Pizza a 4 out of 5. The fried ravioli appetizer thing was really good. We went to Palm Coast for breakfast one morning. I rate that a 4 as well. I had a paradise croissant, which was basically a croissant with Nutella and bananas and strawberries and powdered sugar, all kinds of things. It was basically dessert for breakfast. The kids got pancakes, and everybody loved Palm Coast. I rated a 4. We went to Brogan's for dinner one night. That was just kind of American food, so burgers and BLTs and things. It was the one where I felt like we paid more than we should have for what we got because it wasn't as good as the price. So I rate Brogan's a 3. But after Brogan's, we went to dessert at St. Simon's Sweets, which is basically candy, ice cream, and all the desserts you can imagine. So chocolate covered pretzels and caramel apples and all that stuff. So everybody was able to find something that they wanted at St. Simon's Sweets, and so I rate that a 5 because it was good. The banana pudding ice cream that I got in a cone with the Nilla wafer bits in it, oh my goodness, it was so good. And last but not least was Dulce Dough Bakery, and that was our breakfast. We actually hit it on our way out of town, and so there was the last morning we grabbed a box of donuts, or brioche, I think they called it, from this place, and I got maple bacon covered thing, and it was one of the only times I've ever eaten a donut where I just didn't even stop to lick my fingers between bites or ever set it down. Like, it was so good, I just kept eating it. And so we ate a lot on the trip. I tried to run every day, to try and burn off at least a few calories based off of all the food that we ate. That's my rating for all the restaurants. And by the way, Dulce Dough was a 5 for sure. Every family trip, I'm able to somehow talk my kids into a round of mini golf, and we were able to sneak in a round at the last minute on this trip as well. We had a good time, but the course was very basic and honestly kind of expensive for how simple it was. We still got some good memories out of it, but it doesn't rank very high on the list of courses that we've played. Last on the things that worked well for us was actually the cost. We certainly could have spent a lot more money on activities and other amenities, but for a simple week at the beach, it wasn't too expensive. The most surprising for me was at the grocery store, coffee shop, gas stations. They all seem to be regular prices. None of those seem to be price gouging the tourists. I don't know if it's like that year round. I have no idea, but it worked for us in April. I'd be interested to know what it's like in the height of the summer when there's, larger crowds. Parking was free everywhere we went, which is really nice in my opinion. Paying for parking, especially on vacation, is always painful. Now, some of the restaurants were a smidge pricey, unfortunately. And again, we didn't do the paid experiences meant for tourists. We didn't play golf, or we didn't go to a resort spa. So I'm sure you could easily rack up some Sky Miles on your credit card if you wanted to. We did it the simple way on this trip. Now, for the things that we learned or that we would do different next time, we learned that people get around on bikes and golf carts on the island. And so next time I'd probably budget to rent a golf cart for the week. And that looked like a fun and easy way to get around. Our Airbnb didn't have a pool, and I thought the beach was going to be enough water for the kids, but I think having access to a pool would have taken it up to the next level. The gnats or sand fleas or whatever you call them were kind of irritating on some parts of the island. I'm not sure if they were bad because of the time of year we were there, but we ended up having to invest in a couple cans of bug spray. There's lots more on the island to do than we took advantage of. So if we go back, I'd possibly like to find the time to do the historic trolley tour or some of the other activities like that. Overall, we had a great experience on the island, especially since we got to do the beach on spring break without all of the spring break crowds. If you know of something on the island that we missed that we need to do next time if we go back, definitely let me know. Or even better, if you have a better vacation spot that we need to try next time, I am all ears. If you plan to go to St. Simon's Island, I hope that this was somehow helpful to you. Thank y'all for watching The Sticker.